Hello. Hello, thank you for clicking on this Fun with Pete and Sherry video. I'm your host, Mr. Julian, and this is Whiskey Review 75 and part 7 of my series of Splendid Isolation, in which I attempt to alleviate some of the woe of this quarantine by sharing some drinks and some time with anybody who's out there and looking to do something like that. So let's see. I've had a few people drop in. I didn't see anybody tonight, but that's okay. All of these get posted immediately and are available for view on both my Facebook page, Fun with Pete and Sherry, and on Fun with Pete and Sherry, my YouTube channel. So you can always check them out whenever you're interested. It's a little dark in here. No, it's good. I have no idea why things were blue last night. Ooh, that seemed to do something. Yeah, well, that's weird. Okay, well, I guess we just won't turn that to blue anymore. All right, so as I mentioned, as I promised tonight, doing Caol Distiller's Edition. And so a little background, the so-called, what are they called, the classic malts, is that what they call them? These are all just major distilleries that are owned by Diageo. And I've had issues with Diageo in the past because they've done crappy things in the past. But for the most part, they do a good job with these distilleries. Lagavulin, Talisker, Cragganmore, Dalwhinnie, Caol, and a few others that may or may not leap to my mind. And I think the only, and so they do a distiller's edition of each of these. And while it's no age statement, the idea is that they're taking a fairly standard expression and then giving it a secondary maturation. And they are usually doing that in a sweet-ish dessert wine, some more sweet than others. Now their Caol version. Another thing I'll mention before I go on, that while all of these are great distilleries, Diageo is very much geared towards sales and popular appeal. So they do all the things that we as craft whiskey connoisseurs don't like to see. Not too high bottling strength. Generally added color. Generally chill filtration. But a lot of these whiskeys are good in spite of Diageo's best efforts. So let's have a taste of Caol Distiller's Edition. All right, sorry. Again, this one has been given a secondary maturation in Muscatel wine, which is a very sweet wine. I'm afraid I don't know much more about it than that. This was distilled in 2004, but they're not telling me exactly when it was bottled. 43%. Now, one thing I do kind of take exception to is if you're going to be putting your whiskey in a green bottle, there's really absolutely no reason to add colorant to it. It's sort of traditional for Islay. That was their way around the problem that they found. People who didn't know whiskey that well would just buy whichever one looked darker. So by putting it in a green bottle, they spared themselves having to add colorants to keep up with other people who were doing that, or other whiskeys that were just naturally darker. Darker does not, in fact, mean better. They're not really connected. And certainly Lagavulin uses some colorant in some of them. I think Talisker as well, and honestly, I think probably all of them do. Even that's not heavy color by any means. It certainly doesn't look like it's been dyed like the Loch Lomond I had not too long ago. But even so, for an Isla, well, given the secondary maturation, that could be natural, but given this Diageo, there's just no way of knowing. So let's just see what this whiskey is actually like. And now it has a lot of the character from the Caol 12, with a tangy overtone, orangey. A teensy bit winey. It's not really particularly smoky on the nose. All right, let's go in for the final test. And that's it's maybe less different from the Caol 12 than you might expect, but it does have a warm, tangy sweetness that adds quite a bit to its drinkability, I find. I think the only other DE for Distiller's Edition that I've reviewed has been the Lagavulin, and I believe I liked the Lagavulin Distiller's Edition quite a lot, especially considering that the Lagavulin I don't rate as high as some, but the Distiller's Edition he filled in that missing piece quite well. But anyway, back to the Caol. What more can I tell you about this? This is sort of a real nice, well-rounded Scotch that should please a lot of people because it has that peatiness, and it has that wine cask element. In addition, that sort of fiery buttered popcorn element, and autumn leaves of the basic Caol. And so I actually have, as it happens, most of the DEs on hand. I have a bottle of everything except Cragganmore DE, which I've never run into. I could probably find it online, but it's never really come up. So I don't have that one, but I have all the others. So with the exception of Lagavulin, which I've already reviewed, I'll go ahead and do the rest of the DEs now. Since I'm doing something every night, why not? And I'll give this a rating of 8.3, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in.